Hello, Zoltan here from Adagio Hands, releasing stuck bodies. Are you a musician experiencing pain or tension, unease somewhere in your body? In this video, we look at some common practical things that you can do conceptually, practically to help your body with your performance and with your daily life as a musician. In another video, we go through the kinds of issues that you might face. And the first thing to say is that this applies to all musicians, so you don't need to be someone who's carrying around a very heavy instrument. It might apply even to a harmonica player who's playing for a long time, maybe carrying an amp around, maybe hunching their shoulders, maybe struggling to see what's going on amongst the other band members, or it may be, I don't have a double bass here, but a double bass, typically a 3/4 double bass, will weigh over 10 kilograms, something like this. So imagine that you're carrying that around, and even at times you're having to hold it statically rather than just lift it and put it down. Imagine the strain that puts on your body. So these exercises and these concepts apply everywhere. And by the way, even if you don't carry an instrument, hold an instrument, let's say you're sitting at the piano, all kinds of things, because of holding your arms in one position, because of sitting for a long time, stresses of performance, this applies to you as well. So first of all, ergonomics. Make sure that you're in a comfortable chair. Maybe make sure that you have a good support for your lower back. If you're reading music, make sure that you have the stand in a place that's easy to read. You're not straining to look at what is on the music. By the way, make sure you've got a good pair of glasses so you're not having to crane forward and strain your neck because you can't read the music because of distance. And speaking of view, of course, make sure that you have the view that you need of the conductor or even of the audience, so you're not straining to see what's going on out there, and you're also not having to strain to see what's going on with fellow band orchestra members. So that's the first thing. Make sure you're in a good position, make sure that you have a good view. And then what can you do just before a performance? Well, make sure that you warm up slightly. Now, people often think of a warm-up as playing scales, which is, I suppose, great for the fingers, but let's think more widely as a performer, as a human being. Warm up to make sure that you're mobilizing your joints, that they're in a good place, that they're not cold, they're not stiff. So do some gentle exercises to make sure that your whole body is moving, because in our industry we say motion is lotion. If things are moving, then you've got good motion also of your fluids, blood, nutrients, oxygen through your body, and that will keep things in good nick. And so when you are performing, make sure that you have some motion in your body. Don't become rigid, don't become stiff. Of course, if you have some performance anxiety, that's something that perhaps you need to work on, but the general concept is to keep moving, because remember, if you statically load, if you're holding an instrument statically and using the same muscle fibers to hold it up for minutes, hours on end, that is going to cause, in the long term, cause some damage. Static loading has an extended recovery time, 12 times longer than if you were dynamically lifting and lowering something. So make sure that you're moving around a little, moving your arms a little, maintaining a healthy movement in your body. And by the way, the added bonus of that is that may even help you with your musicianship. It'll ensure that you're using your whole body for playing your instrument, that you're feeling the music in your body, and you're not just playing it from the ends of your fingers or wherever you happen to be playing or singing from. And a good way of ensuring that you have relaxation in your body is to have a good structure. So that means when you're moving, see if you can drop something into your stomach, drop the weight of your upper body in your stomach. Maybe do some exercises like hot potatoes. Ha, 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 ha. So have a good laugh. Ha, 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 ha. To make sure that everything's dropped into the base and you're not maintaining tension in your upper body. And that really takes us then to breath and breath control. So both for maintaining bodily awareness, for maintaining relaxation, but also for maintaining mental focus, I suppose. When you're playing, try to stay aware of your breathing. Stay aware of breathing in and stay aware of breathing out. Again, for those that perhaps get a little anxious with performance, this is a great way of just maintaining mental focus and presence in the now, rather than being concerned about what's happening elsewhere or what might happen in the future. And it generally helps with regulating levels of stress that you may have, so not just during the performance but pre-performance, and just generally the life of a musician. Make sure that you're focusing on your breath on occasion. Make sure that you're de-stressing, that you're having some downtime. So in the wider life of the musician, you might be moving from one place to the next. You may be carrying around a large instrument or an amplifier or other equipment or just suitcases. Try to make sure that you have good transportation for those. Obviously, if you have a vehicle to put them in, that's great. It might be a drum kit. But also, if you have a case, make sure it's a case that's easy to carry. Do you have a trolley that you can put things on? All kinds of support for musicians now for carrying their equipment, so it's worth looking at that. And importantly, make sure that your own transportation is also effective. So if you're sitting for a long time on a bus or aeroplane, train, car, whatever it is, make sure you arrange your seating in a way that's comfortable for you. For example, have a good lumbar support, so a cushion to put behind your lower back. Maybe a neck cushion, one of those C cushions, to hold your head nicely in place, to avoid you having to use your neck muscles and shoulder muscles when you're on the road, to keep your head from falling to one side when you're perhaps nodding off. So I hope you found that helpful as a tour de force of the kinds of key areas where you can make a difference to your quality of life and performance as a musician. We've discussed your ergonomics, we've discussed warming up before a performance, we've discussed staying mobile, moving when you are performing, we've discussed body structure and dropping your gravity, your weight into your stomach. We've talked about breath awareness, breath control. We've talked about de-stressing, and we've talked about making sure that you transport your instruments and yourself in the most effective, least energy costly way that you can. I hope you found that helpful. Thank you for listening. I look forward to seeing you in another video. Bye for now.